Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Hockenheimring. It's qualifying 2 for race 2 of the weekend, the final race of our season. As you can see, there's no cloud in the sky, although there's a little bit of cloud cover quite low. It is a glorious day here in Hockenheim. Beautiful scenes, beautiful cars, beautiful sounds. It's a little bit crisp in the air, but I'm telling you now, it's still a warm day. As already, we've got a car facing the wrong way. That's not ideal. My name is Luke Crane. I will be your commentator for this session and indeed the race later on, as by the look of things, Horn is facing the wrong way here. I'm not too sure what's happened there, but it might be a case of lit the wheels up and just embarrassingly may have just nearly put it into a wall. So here's Moritz Horn, and there we go. Yep, a little bit too much power, a little bit too, oh, a little kiss with the wall. Nothing more, nothing less, and let's just ignore it. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Although I'm sure the camera's going to stick around for a while there. And Horn is going to get going. Again, it's a race car, so trying to get a car turned around in slow speeds is almost impossible. And there we go. Nothing happened, ladies and gentlemen. Off we go. It's qualifying. Everyone's out there. It's all good. The only two drivers who've not gone out right now is Anton Werner and Nico Whitman. So they both are still in the pits. But it would appear someone's just told him he can't park there, and he's removed himself before getting a ticket. There is Whitman coming out the pits then. So it's just Anton Werner. That will be the last car to indeed come out of the pits. If Anton Werner's taking part, I actually cannot see his car in the pit lane. So maybe we've got 19 cars in the race. So welcome to everybody watching on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, you can get yourself involved in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from around the world. Maybe let me know your favorite car as well. How this qualifying session works, it's just an overall qualifying. So everybody that is in this session, however they finish in terms of time, that will be how they start. Doesn't matter about the class they're racing in, the qualifying session will indeed be done by the time that they produced. So you've got yourselves, for instance, Ronnie Shear's racing in the Class 1s. If he was to qualify down in P5 and behind a Class 2 car, he would still start behind that Class 2 car. So it's, yeah. Nice, interesting way of doing things. There's 6 different classes as well. Yesterday's race winner, Schulhorn. As you can see, they're coming through turn number 1. Very quick car indeed. Maro Engels 2008 DTM car, the original as well. As we head then through turn number 2, and now it's a long run down towards the hairpin. Absolutely flat out. Loud pedal in all its glory. We'll take a couple of laps for the cars to get their tyres up to a decent temperature as well. So don't expect to see incredibly fast lap times straight off the bat. But it won't take long for Schulhorn, that's for sure. Heading around the hairpin. On the power nice and early, just trying to get the car turned. Still looks pretty planted though. Even this early stage of the qualifying session still looks very planted. Through this right-hand kink then, and then we head into the stadium area of the Hockenheimring. Should be a bit more clean through there today. There's still only really one line you can take before you end up getting involved with some oil. And then we've got this very quick right-hander, and it's flat out all the way down into the stadium section here. Move over to the left-hand side of the circuit when you're a bit more comfortable with the car. And open up this right-hander using a bit of curb there this time around. Not a lot of curb, still a little bit of curb. And as the session goes on, there'll be more curb used there for sure. Many different lines, though, through that hairpin you just saw. The camber helps you get grip throughout the corner. And then you've got 2 corners to go here. A double right-hander. Around the final bend you will go. And you've got plenty of curb on the exit to use as well. So across the line we will go, and that will be the first representative time. It's a 42.620. So Schulhorn takes P1 as it stands. They've got Schumann, Spengler, Rook, all yet to put lap times in. But I'm sure their lap times will be in very, very shortly. We've got Stefan Muckers driving in the Ford Sierra today as well. So that means that Ronnie Shear will be in the Opel Calibra. Bruno Spengler across the line then goes into P2 of 55.117. We've then got Chris Nissen, who moves up into second spot with a 154.951. Moritz Horn has just got across the line with the Alpina as well, as we are on board now with Rene Rook, the number 10. And Stefan Mucker has just gone up into P4 with the Ford Sierra. As we see then the Audi Quattro across the line. Olaf Mante driving that today. Sharing cars. You see Gerhard Fuller trying to make up a spot here. Although, in terms of straight line speed, I think Chris Nissen has him sort of nailed, but under braking, Fuller will go up the inside then with the Vectra and say thank you very much. Oh, big old lock up there through turn number 1. And that was actually Rene Rook, so it wasn't Chris Nissen, it was Rene Rook. Oh, massive lock up, wasn't it? Oh, smoke screen there. As you see, Bruno Spengler doing very much the same. Very chilly conditions this morning. Track is very chilly as well. So you're going to see many people lock their wheels up until they feel really comfortable with the car. As there is Reich in the Audi A4 STW, one of the most successful cars throughout the 90s. So successful that they had to ban the 4-wheel drive version of it. Again, Gerhard Fuller in that number 85. So you now got Reich, who's trying to get past Rene Rook here as well. Qualifying can be a little bit tricky for everybody here as Bruno Spengler goes faster again, a 152.725 now. Chris Nissen goes faster as well, a 54.308. And then we've got Moritz Horn that does a 59.411. So everybody finding a bit more time. But yeah, this morning, this is the first session that's out there, so the track conditions are a little bit chilly. And oh, someone has gone off here. Well, you're about to see this on camera, but someone spun off into a wall, which is not ideal. Who was that? So that is Gerhard Fuller. So Gerhard Fuller then, it's got smoke coming out of that car, and that is a huge hit into the wall. Hopefully all is good, but that car is beached. So it's going to be a recovery vehicle at the minimum here. And that is going to stop proceedings. That'll more than likely be a red flag as well. Oh, yeah, just lost it going into the S's. Tags the wall and then bounces back out. So yellow flags are being waved here through the final sector. And I'm wondering as to whether we might get a red flag. Whatever it is, that's confirmed that there is a red flag. So that means everybody now has to come into the pits. That is going to shorten the qualifying session. And it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing, this. Because it's a good thing because it gives less chance of these cars having failures, which means we get to see more cars racing later on. But it's a bad thing, obviously, for people who've not put a qualifying lap time in, meaning that they start a little bit further down the grid order. So, yeah, it kind of works both ways. Yeah, it works both ways. Stefan Mucker, so currently in P... Well, what should I say? Stefan Mucker, we're on board here. So there is the Ford Sierra. He's trying to get some attention here. He's trying to get, I think, a fire extinguisher here. I think that car might be needing some assistance, which is not good. So we're seeing a couple of cars here falling by the wayside. Yeah, there's a smoke, look. Oh dear, that does not look good at all. And we've just seen a third Ford. I might be crazy here, but I think I've just seen a third Ford Sierra out on circuit go past me. And it's not come up here on my race director sheet here. So we've got Schneider, who I guess is running in a different Sierra to what he was yesterday. The Texaco livery. It's a white and red livery, so I'll have to get that confirmed later on before the race for you all. But yeah, I was not expecting to see that one. Oh, yes. Lots of cars lifting the wheels. Bruno Spengler is here. Bruce Locke, yes, he is. Yeah, Bruno Spengler's here. Actually won a race at the Norris Ring this year as well. So here we go. So we're seeing the car moving off. So Stefan Mucker taking the car out to a safe spot. As you see the red flag indeed waving here. And they're needing some assistance to cool that engine down. So Gerhard Fuller might be okay here. I think he's kind of being pulled out of the gravel and might be able to get the car going on his own. So there we go, we're seeing the pictures now. And that is the most expensive tow vehicle I've ever seen. Imagine you're on the side of the motorway and your car breaks down and a Porsche turns up. Porsche people carrier. So Fuller's going to be moved down behind that wall. So that means the red flag's going to disappear. We're going to have just under 10 minutes left to go in this session then. Again, they'll have to go around and do a formation lap effectively to warm those tyres up, and then it'll be all about fast lap times. Where's everyone from then? Let me know in the chat right now where everybody is watching from while we've got this little bit of a lull in play. Remember, we do indeed have the race later on this afternoon. It'll be about 4 p.m. local time. So if you're in the UK, it'll be about 3 p.m. And if you are in America, I guess it'll be around about 10 a.m. Eastern time. So yeah, you should absolutely tune in later on. The racing is always fun. So we have 6 different classes. We've got class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and indeed 6. All of them are represented this weekend as well. We should have, I reckon, about 18 drivers taking part in the race. Might be a little bit less now, considering what's happened to Fuller and indeed Mucker. And well, there's the green flag. So it'll be Moritz Horn that takes them out, and we're good to go. So we've got Roski from Slovakia, Playmo from Belgium, Skolder from Germany. He's in every single broadcast ever. Rusty Russell is from Hollister, Missouri. 2 a.m. Oh, must be on the Scotch for sure. We've got Bruce from Hong Kong as well. From all over the world. Great to see. Great to see. So 8 minutes remain here. As it stands, it's Schulhorn, who is the leader of the pack in the Class 1. Ronnie Shear in the Opel Calibra. Again, surprisingly, I have not seen this car on track. So, yeah, Ronnie Shear has apparently posted a 157.525, but I just have not seen that car. So maybe I'm going crazy here. I'm sure we'll see the cars come past in a minute, and all is good. But there's Moritz Horn then in the Alpina, the number 23. I actually have that car in diecast. It's one of my favorite cars of all time. It's a very, very unique looking, very beautiful looking car. And there is the number 111, Nico Whitman driving, brother of Marco Whitman, who got a podium yesterday in DTM. Very close to winning as well, actually. With a thrilling end to that race. It's going to be a thrilling end to the season as well, for sure. As we head then round that final corner. And now everybody gets to start putting in lap times again. 6.5 minutes to go in this session. So not long at all. They'll all get maybe 4 attempts here if they manage to indeed cross the line early enough. We've then got the number 10, Rennie Brooks, just gone past me. Heading up towards turn number 1. You see that Moritz Horn trying to find a bit of space to maneuver. To now head on to a flying lap here. Reich was just in behind, we saw in the STW Audi. There is Chris Nissen in the number 3. Did a nice talk about his Audi TT from the year 2000 for AB Sportsline yesterday in the paddock. So many people were there because the TT was there as well, the Audi TT from 2000, the bright yellow, perfect looking car, by the way. He looked brand new. Was in the paddock, and yeah, he was having a nice little chat with a couple of people that were working on the team back in 2000. Crazy to think that the year 2000 was actually over 20 years ago now. So that's deemed a classic car. But yeah, it was really nice to hear, really nice to see how many fans there are that were interested in that. It was just, yeah, the whole paddock was, the whole sort of fan zone was packed with people. So yeah, Chris Nissen, not only a legend of DTM, but also a legend within the classic grid as well. He's a very popular member amongst the grid for sure. Always there having a bit of fun, bit of a practical joker. There is again Nico Whitman, number 111. So currently down in P8 as it stands. A little bit better qualifying than yesterday. So starting to find a bit more pace. Again, you won't get much more perfect conditions than this, to be honest. Track's at a nice cool temperature. Air temperature's pretty cool as well. As we see now Guido Mom out in the Ford Mustang. The Mustang here, it's got some issues, unfortunately, but it is a case of they're just bringing the car out so the fans can see it, which you've got to respect. You've got to respect that. Yeah, there's more E30s and 190 Mercedes as well. They were pretty prominent in the late 80s, early 90s. The most popular cars for sure within the DTM or the German touring cars. So that's why you see so many of them. And yeah, the Opel Calibra is here. It's just, I'm seeing it come into the final sector now. So yeah, my eyes, you're actually going to see it come into shot behind this Ford Mustang, I think. So yeah, my eyes are not deceiving me. The Calibra is here, which is great news. Bruno Spengler, by the way, up into P2 now. Merely half a tenth clear of Chris Nissen. Across the line then for Ronnie Shear, who now goes P2 as well. And then you've got Olaf Mante driving this Audi Quattro today, the number 99. Oh, smoke coming out, bellowing out from that car. And you hear that turbo as well. Whew, the whistle. Such a crazy... Oh, I just come past the commentary box then and the whistle there. Oh, I could hear it. I'm miles up in the air. As we see in the background, there's a bit of a lock-up then as well. Olaf Mante driving down in towards turn number 2 here. Having a whole heap of fun in this car. This car is just... It is a monster to look at. It is a scary car to look at. And I'm telling you, even when you stood next to it and it's not making any noises, it is a scary, scary car to be looking at. I'm telling you that now. We've then got Schumann in the number 6. This is a car that Olaf Mante normally drives. But Schumann driving it today. Nice to see people sharing their cars. Currently down in P11, then for the number 6. Rennie Rooks just crossed the line. 159.973 up to a top 11 then. So actually just pushes Schumann down into 12th position. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Reich in the Audi A4 has just crossed the line, P8. We've then got Torsten Horn, who's gone up into momentarily P17, now P18. Schulhorn has not improved on their time and is in the pits. So Ronnie Shearer across the line. Is that the fastest lap they've produced? Yes, it is. A 49 now, 6:08 for Ronnie Shearer. And indeed has second position as it stands. So yeah, Schneider is running in a different Ford Sierra today. They must have bought 2 of them. So the Texaco one isn't running. So there's a second one. I will get that information for you as to why they've changed cars. I know that they had some issues yesterday, and I wonder whether they might have got another car to travel out here last night, ready for today. Which again shows great dedication, shows great commitment. As you see, again, one of the reasons why I love motorsport, this era, the super touring era of cars, just, yeah, captured my attention. Reich, currently in P8 as it stands, a 157.066. Just listen to the sound of that engine. Oh, incredible noise. Just won everything it put its name to in sort of 96 to 97, won everything. So successful that they had to stop it from being a 4-wheel drive car. As we head then round the final couple of corners. And we'll see whether there's any improvement here. So currently P8 for Reich in the Audi A4. Across the line we will go. And is there any improvement here? It doesn't look like it is. No, it's not. So 57.334. So about 0.3 of a second off the pace. There's Rasten in the BMW 325i in the number 32. In behind Horn. They both indeed cross the line. They've also got themselves Zimmerman around them as well. And then you've got the other Schneider Schneider's everywhere. There's number 88, there's Zimmerman, currently 14th position. As a checkered flag has now come out to play. So this is the last attempt for anybody to improve on their times. Schulhorn is going to be pole position. No one's going to beat that time. That is a fact. Ronnie Shear, I think, will take second. Yet to take the checkered flag. Chris Nissen's in the pits, done and dusted. Bruno Spengler, who's fourth, has taken the checkered flag as well. Mante has taken the checkered flag. Moritz Horn is yet to take it. Stefan Muck has stopped and Gerhard Fuller stopped as well. But yeah, merely half the grid just about ready to cross the line. And then you'll have your starting grid for the race this afternoon. Moritz Horn then across the line with the Alpina. And Moritz Horn is P6. So the best lap that they've produced so far in the session, up into P6. Zimmerman across the line. Any improvement for Zimmerman? No. So no improvement there from Zimmerman. Nico Wittmann moves up to P8 then, as Rene Rook is off the circuit here. And that looked like that might be beached. I think that car might be beached here, ladies and gentlemen. That is not a good sight to see. I was only saying this weekend how this is pretty much the most reliable car we've ever had in the championship, because it just never seems to break down. And well, I wish I didn't say anything at all now this weekend. As the STW A4 goes over the line and session is done. So we're just waiting now for Schumann, Rass, and then Horn. This is a big lockup, a massive, massive lockup. And into the barrier we will go. Again, just trying to get that car stopped. And just the slightest of touches there. So, yeah, shouldn't be any damage there, realistically. All should be good. But, unfortunately, the car is going to need to be recovered. Everyone else has taken a checkered flag now. Session is indeed done. Schulhorn then will take pole position. Ronnie Shear will start on the front row in the Opel Calibra with the Mercedes C-Class. We've then got Chris Nissen and Bruno Spengler, who will indeed be on the second row, as we do indeed get the shot then of the Ford Sierra that has different wheels on the front and the back. So this is a replacement car, I think. So this is a replacement car. I've seen people saying, oh no, oh dear. I think we're good. I think Rook's car's not clattered into the barrier, so all is good. As you can see there, you don't want to be scooped up by that car. If you hear the car coming, just get out of the way. You don't want to be a casualty, that's for sure. Into the paddock we go. Park the car up. Ready for the race later on. We'll start pole position. There's a tractor is going to help us here. Pull the car out of the gravel. Rene Rook, I'm sure, will be fine for the race later on. So here is the official classification. Then Schulhorn and Shear will start on the front row. Nissen and Spengler then will start on the second row. Mante and Horn will be on your third row. Mucker and Reich on the fourth row. We've then got Nico Wittmann and Adi Schneider as your fifth row. We've then got Rook and Schumann who start on row 6. Schneider and Zimmerman start on row 7. Kamenzin and Fuller start on row 8. Rass and Horn will start on row 9. Guido Mom is indeed the last classified driver and will start down in 19th position for the race later on. Make sure you join us. Should be an absolute classic.